6:49 in today's Sunrise Smart Start for Monday. We're following several breaking stories to tell you about if you're just joining us. Police are busy investigating a triple shooting that killed 2 people in the northeast part of Rochester. That scene this morning, Rialto Street, starting to clear a little bit, but still active. Aron Spitzer is live there with the latest we're hearing from major crimes. Aron.
Brennan, police tell us this happened at around 1 a.m. and the scene you're seeing behind me in the area of Hollenbeck and Rialto Streets. 3 people were shot. One, a man in his 40s who died on scene. The second, a woman in her 40s, was transported to the hospital where she later died. They were both shot on the porch of a home on Rialto. A third victim says he was driving by the location and was shot. He is at the hospital now and is expected to live. Police tell us there was a gathering in the area that could have been connected to a concert downtown. We're also told that while the motive is unknown, it appears that the individuals at the home were targeted. Captain Frank Umbrino spoke with us, calling it a sad situation.
No, it's sad when you got so many weapons being used and so many shots being fired. We have at least 24 rounds here fired, maybe in total. Not sure how many different weapons were used. So, you know, it's people just got to start acting normal, stop killing each other.
The police tell us they are investigating 6 homicides from over the weekend across 4 different scenes. Reporting from Rochester, Aron Spitzer, News 8.
Just so much violence over the weekend in the city. Aron, thank you. We do have breaking updates on these other cases as RPD identifies the victims from another double homicide this weekend as 29-year-old Jared Perry and 31-year-old Marquise Chambers, both killed in a triple shooting Saturday morning on Lyle Avenue. The third victim wounded there, a woman in her 30s, is expected to live. No arrests have been made. The man shot and killed Friday on the city's north side that night, identified as 54-year-old Jose Caballero. He was found near Avenue D and Hudson Avenue. He died at the hospital. No one in custody here, but investigators say at this point they have learned people were fighting inside a home before that man was shot. An arrest made in a deadly stabbing last night on East Main Street at the Winton Garden Towers. Police responded to the complex around 6:15 and found 68-year-old Jose Hernandez stabbed. He too died at the hospital. Police say Hernandez was sitting in a chair before the attack when 71-year-old Raul Lascano walked up and stabbed him. Police believe there was a disagreement that may have led up to this. Lascano is being held right now on a charge of second-degree murder. His arraignment is downtown this morning at 9:30. A breaking scene in Pittsford overnight. 2 young men killed in a crash at Oak Hill Country Club. Happened just before 10 o'clock. Deputies say they later learned the car was speeding down Chapin Way when it lost control, ran off the road and slammed into that tree, hitting the side. The driver, a 24-year-old, and the passenger, just 18, were both killed on scene. We have our whole News 8 team covering all of these stories. As soon as we get more breaking information for you, we'll share that with you throughout the morning on News 8 when we see you during CBS Mornings and on air News 8 at noon and online right now at rochesterfirst.com. More violence down the Thruway where police in Buffalo are looking for answers and suspects after the shooting of multiple teens. 6 in total. 1 was killed. It happened Saturday on the city's east side. The victim killed was a 14-year-old girl. Police tell us they initially responded to break up fights and about 40 minutes later got called back there for gunshots. Investigators say these fights stemmed from a house party with hundreds of people nearby. At least 3 handguns were present, but police say it's unclear if those were actually used in the shooting.
This is a senseless crime. To open fire on a group of children absolutely makes no sense whatsoever.
The mayor of Buffalo speaking there. Most of these victims do attend the public school system. The district will have the crisis response team on hand to help classmates and staff, all their teachers, get through this difficult time, as well as beefing up security. No arrests there made for the shootings of those teens in Buffalo. Sunrise traffic at 6:53. Your forecast with James coming up here momentarily, but on our map, just reported within the last 10 minutes or so, a crash coming in from the Victor area, 490 westbound at the Route 31 exit there, headed up towards Fairport exits. That's the only thing showing up on the map so far. 590 is good, 490 through downtown, and out on the west side, all okay. New legislation on the books in New York seen as essential by local sports parks after it went into effect last week. Camps and youth sports programs now here statewide are required to create an AED implementation plan. This came about after Bill's safety Damar Hamlin collapsed on national television going into cardiac arrest. We heard from Tom Street at Grace and Truth Sports Park explaining to us that, yes, you may see this as a small step, but it could be the difference between life and death for a young player.
If you don't have it and something terrible happened and someone's in cardiac arrest, like, you know, it could be the difference between saving their life or that person losing their life. So to me, why not be as safe as we can be, obviously within reason.
The legislation goes as far to say any camp or youth sports program that hosts or participates in games in like a window of time, think of a weekend, tournaments, things like that, with at least 5 teams, they have to have that plan in place by the end of July. All right, we close out our Sunrise show this Monday with a forecast with James. Got some cloud cover there, but a nice start here for Monday.
Working on some clearing.
Yeah.
Eventually it will happen. The sun does come out later today, and you're seeing a bit of that, especially when you look west over Lake Ontario there. Temperature-wise, hanging out in the mid-50s. We are rising in pressure. That means we are going to continue to see that emerging sunshine on the 6th of May here. Upper 60s near 70 today, and then we look at the longer range outlook. Just continue to warm with those temperatures. Low 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, mid-70s, but that's about it. We don't see much warmer air than that. Go into wetter and, yes, cooler pattern as we get into Thursday. You got Lilac Festival there on Friday.
Yep.
And into the weekend.
And everything really starting to pop as well at Highland Park.
Yeah, the trees much greener.
Yeah.
Everything's blossoming and things like that, so it's really beautiful.
And getting there, at least it can't rain the whole time, right? We shall see. That does it for us. CBS Mornings coming your way next. We'll see you back here in half an hour.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.